Hello YouTube. Just a quick. Oh, I've got an eyelash. Excuse me. Just a quick. I mean it this time. A quick pickups video. There's. It's been a while actually. I generally do them more regularly than this, but over 2 weeks. But I think, to be honest, I think I've been buying a little bit too much anyway. But there's not a lot to show, so this one's going to be quick. Before I start, you may notice something's changed behind me. That there, you see that? My picture. It was unceremoniously, and I'll show you the culprit. Unceremoniously knocked from its perch by this beast. She loves climbing. She loves climbing. She can't get enough of it. And anything she can climb on, she will climb on it. And I was in the other room watching the telly, and then there's a big clatter. And it was just glass all over the floor. I've got a painting stretcher upstairs, and she even climbed up the back of that once. And I've got a whole load of smaller canvases along the top. And she tried to walk along them. Oh. I was very nearly not responsible for my actions. I had something else to say. I can't remember what it is, so I'll crack on. Yeah, I've only actually bought 6 games, but they're a bit hit and miss. More hit than miss, but hit and miss all the same. First one, Game Station purchase. A game that I've been aware of for a while, and I think the only person I've seen who's ever bought it is the Fatal Hybrid. I think he got it from a car boot sale or a charity shop somewhere. And it is Incredible Crisis. Compilation of mini-games, or it's minigame compilation, and I think you're pretty much, he plays this character and all these mini-games are part of his life. I've not actually played it yet, but it it looks mental. There was a video on YouTube of one particular game where he's obviously, I think the idea is that he's courting a lady in a cubicle in a Ferris wheel, and so you have an exterior shot of this Ferris wheel, and you can hear this woman's voice, and she's going up a bit, up a bit, up a bit, down a bit, down a bit, and she goes, "Oh yeah, that's right," and then fireworks go off. You know, read into that what you will. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. That's the sort of sense of humour, and anything with that sort of sense of humour is pretty good in my book. It's okay in my book. So I think that's $1.99 Game Station. So yeah, I've been aware of it for a while. It's one of those things you just sort of you see a name and you say, I have no idea what that is, so you check it out, and like I said, it looked pretty good, so I added it to my list, and when I saw it, it was like, oh, don't see that very much. Put that there. Second one is an eBay purchase. I was just getting ready to make this video, and all these games were all upstairs, and I picked them up in a big pile to bring them downstairs. And I'd sort of cleaned all the case and stuff, so they're a little bit slippery. And I picked them up out of a pile of 4 PS1 games, and then they just went splurted, squeezed out my hands, and dropped. I just dropped one. One went straight on the floor. The other 3 were okay. They dropped on a soft surface, but the other one just dropped right in its corner. I smashed one of the hinges, and that just so winds me up when it's totally avoidable. But no, this game was an eBay purchase, and I got a bargain. It generally goes for around about 15 quid, but this auction finished at about 8:30 on a Saturday morning. So I left a bid before I went to bed, not really expecting to win it. and the price hadn't changed by the time I got up. And I got it for £6.49 plus £1.75 postage and packaging, so £8.20 something altogether. I think that's right. Whereas all other copies go for generally around about 15 to 17, so I got it pretty much half price. And it is a game called Hell Knight. It's another one of those games that you see the name and you check it out. It's something that I've never heard of before. It's affiliated to Atlas. I don't know what their part in the game is, but whether they're publishers or developers, I don't know. It's one of those games that you think, yeah, that looks interesting. Check it out. And I often check it on eBay. But yeah, this was the game I broke the hinge, so I've had to. Before I made the video, I've had to sort of fart around trying to repair it, so now I've got a nice case for it. But it's a first person, it's quite unique, it's a first person survival horror. You play the main character who's on the Tokyo Underground when this sort of unknown horrific incident occurs and all these people are murdered by something. And you and this young schoolgirl have to escape from your underground, your tube train, to a complex that's built below Tokyo I think it's built during the war for people to live in, underneath Tokyo, called Tokyo Mesh. I don't know if that actually exists, I'm guessing it doesn't, I'm guessing it's just an invention for the game. And you have to escape down into this complex, and it's in first person, and it's a survival horror, and whatever it is that's killed all these people is chasing you, and you can hear sounds. It's first person, so I think that's probably, if I'm honest, that's probably the best for total immersion. Where total immersion is concerned, that's probably the best perspective for a survival horror, or my opinion is. But what adds to it, and I think it's key, is that there's no combat as such. You just run. So it's first person, so your peripherals are reduced. You know, you have this no sense of what's behind you, which is key. In third person, you have a sense of your surroundings more. You know, things coming at you. Whereas when it's first person, your peripheries are enclosed, and it's basically you see what's in front of you, so you don't know what's behind you. And I think that's key, really. And there's no combat, so you just run, and that's the selling point of the game. I don't really know its reputation. It's got not so much of a reputation because I've not been able to find any reviews of it. I think on GameStop there was a few user reviews, and I think they averaged out about 7.3, which is okay for users because they're generally more optimistic than reviewers. But there's no reviews of it. But I'm pretty chuffed to have this. Actually, I might do a gameplay of it. There is a very good Let's Play of it. I'll put a link to that in the description. But and you'll see how effective. It's just incredibly effective watch as a Let's Play. Not all Let's Plays, not all games really lend themselves to Let's Plays, and I think this is perfect. So it's Hell Knight. Hell Knight on the PS1, and that was just over £8 altogether. Actually, one thing I forgot to mention, I want your advice. The case was brilliant, and everything's in really nice condition actually. But one key factor is that the case was yellowed, literally yellow. It was yellow, and all the literature, including the cover, the back cover, there's some booklets in there, absolutely honked of smoke. I've got the case that I swapped it out with. I'm not sure you'll be able to see. I don't know if you'll be able to see the colour difference. Maybe slightly. Because this is the one I swapped it out. This is the old one. This is the new one. I don't think you'll be able to see. No, see, I've crash bash. I'll see if I can. There's scorching. scorching. Scorching on the back. On the. Excuse me while I fiddle around. There's scorching on the back cover. Let's try not to fuck up another case. Yeah. Maybe you can see that. Right in the corner there. That's how bad it was. It is slightly yellowed, but it's not very noticeable on the actual paperwork, but it does stink. And it's yellowed on the inside, but that's not really, I'm not really that bothered. You can't see it, but then there's scorch marks there in the corners where the smoke's got through. Which is pretty shocking really, and there was no mention of it in the listing. So I just wanted to ask your advice. I've not yet left feedback. I've got a bargain, so I didn't really feel that it was in my right to complain, or it's pointless because I've got it pretty much half price anyway. But I suppose he should have mentioned it. Although I suppose if you're a heavy smoker, you might not be aware of it because it's, I don't know, that's how you exist. But because he probably wouldn't see it as a problem because he's a heavy smoker. But it doesn't really affect me. Nothing's really affected. It's probably the least annoying problem that you could have with the game if it's not declared. But I was just wondering, I'm going to give him a positive feedback because it came within, I think I bought it on Saturday morning and it came on Monday or Tuesday, so it came really quickly. Tuesday, I think it was. So I was wondering what you think. Should I mention it in the feedback? Should I just say mentioned yellowed case and strong smell of smoke in the feedback? So I'm going to give him a positive. It's just I'm slightly annoyed that it should have been mentioned. Bloody hell, that was a long piece of. Can you just put in the description box what you think, what I should do. But next, I went to see my old nan and made my excuses. She doesn't get out much, so she likes visitors. So she lives in Tunbridge Wells in Kent, and they've got some nice charity shops. So I made my excuse. It's an excuse to go around their charity shops. And I bought Verses. This is one of the hit and miss ones. I had in my head that it was sort of like rival schools, and it's pretty much a bog standard 3D fighter. It's not brilliant, but it was only £1. So I think this one will need some playing to discover its depths. But they're pretty blocky characters, pretty unappealing. They're all sort of like they're sort of street punks, and it's a collection of dudes. There's not really an out. So you can get like the idea from the sort of slightly graffiti-fied front cover. It's not very nice artwork, is it? I don't really like that. That was £1, but that was the sort of hit and miss one because I'm not really aware of its reputation. A couple of games I've bought recently were duplicates, but I bought them because they're better copies than I've got. Well, I thought anyway. Steamboat Chronicles, the same guy I got Verses from Computer Exchange in Tunbridge Wells. I bought this because it's really nice condition, and I thought I had it in my head that my copy wasn't in that very good condition. Turns out it is. Turns out the case is just a bit wrinkly, but this one is better. So, you can't have this one, but I do have another copy of Steamboat Chronicles for anybody who would like a copy of Steamboat Chronicles. It's a sandbox game with mechs, sort of steam-driven mechs. Heath Robinson's sort of style steam-driven mechs. So anybody would fancy a trade, suggest something. Obviously not this one, but the other one is perfectly serviced, perfectly good. It's just the case is slightly wrinkled. Last Friday, I went to, where did I go? Walthamstow. Went to Walthamstow, a little scout around, and in there, this is another duplicate, Reds. See, this one's a keeper. There you go, £4.99 in game, but I had £2.50 credit. It takes me bloody ages to build up game credit because I don't really spend much money in there. So I had £2.50, so this was £2.49, which was sort of a no-brainer. So this is my second copy. The other one I won't be putting up for trade. The other one will be traded into Computer Exchange because their trade value is pretty good. So I'll be doing that. I mean, my other copy is a bit tatty actually, to be honest. I mean, the manual's a bit manky. There's the top layer of paint on the disc has been scratched away, so it's not a brilliant copy. But Res was £2.49. And my last purchase, pardon me, sorry, it's my lunch. My last purchase, same day I've got Res from Walthamstow in Game Station, Raiden Project. I knew they had this because I'd seen it there before, but it was always £20. I don't know. That's maybe about the money. eBay values about 10 to 15, maybe £20 on a good day. So I wasn't going to pay the £20. But I was aware that they've changed all their special offers. So a lot of all their retro stuff the offers have been changed. They've gone back to the old 3 for 5 or 3 for 10s. So this is the third time I'd seen it, and I just thought, oh, I might as well check it. It's probably still £20, but they'd actually moved it into one of the offers, and it was in the 3 for 10, so it's £4.99. Didn't see anything else, so I got this at £4.99, which I'm really tough with, because this is not so expensive, but it's a bitch to get hold of. There's plenty of copies on the continent, but not so many in the UK. I don't know why. It's basically Raiden 1 and 2. It's a compilation of Raiden 1 and 2. They're pretty good games, but the Raiden series is the quintessential faceless shooter, really. And these are no different. You can see the progression from this to Raiden 3. You know, the progression's it's undeniable. But they're pretty good actually, and they look pretty 16-bit. But Raiden 1's really easy, and looks like that was probably a criticism they had. So Raiden 2 is quite obviously more difficult. But they're okay. But like I said, they're the quintessential faceless shooter. So that's me. So anybody would like Steamboat Chronicles and fancies a trade, suggest something. I think that's me. I said this was going to be short, but it's nearly 20 minutes. I just can't do it. So I'm going to cut off here. Thanks for all my recent subs. I've just broken 400 subs. I don't generally make a fanfare about when I break milestones, but on this occasion I really do need to say thank you to everyone. I've had a few subs recently that I've not been able to thank in person because they've not had comments boxes on their pages. So I'd like to say thank you to anybody who's not got a comments box and anybody I've not actually been able to thank in person. And I'd like to thank anybody who's ever given me a shout out, anybody who's put me in their box, because obviously that all adds to the amount of subs I have, because it all contributes. It's obviously that all helps, doesn't it? But not without meaning to put too much importance on the amount of subs I've got. I generally don't check my homepage anymore because it's too easy just to notice it out of the corner of my eye and then to register the amount, whether it's higher or lower than it was previously. So thanks to anyone watching, and yeah, thanks to all of my new subs. I really appreciate it. 20 minutes. I'm going to cut it off for 20 minutes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you lot very soon. Bye.